He went missing on March 30th, 2025, out of the Arlington, Washington area. His family and friends have relaunched a new campaign to bring awareness to his missing persons case, and hopefully we can get more information out as well. I originally covered this case back in August, but due to his family and friends reaching back out again to get more movement, we're going to revisit the disappearance of Jonathan Hoang, who again has been missing since March 30th, 2025, out of Arlington, Washington. Let's get into his story. On the night of his disappearance, his father was the last person to see him around. That evening, at approximately 7:30, his father was downstairs running on a treadmill before bed. Jonathan entered the room while his dad was on the treadmill and asked if he could sleep in the guest room. His father asked Jonathan why he wanted to do that, and Jonathan replied that the treadmill was too noisy and he wasn't going to allow him to sleep. His father stated to Jonathan that he would be done within an hour, and which was going to be way before Jonathan's bedtime. Jonathan agreed and left the room and went back upstairs. A few minutes later, Jonathan re-entered the room where his dad was running and asked his dad if it was okay if he stayed home the next morning from school. Jonathan was in a high school transitional program at the time because he wasn't feeling well. Jonathan's father stated that he didn't think it was going to be such a big deal, but for Jonathan to go talk to his mother about this. Jonathan said okay and left the room again. A few minutes later, his father finally finished up his run on the treadmill, and when he was exiting the room, noticed that Jonathan was walking back downstairs from his room into the guest room. At the time, Jonathan's father didn't feel like pressing the issue and just decided to let it be. He went upstairs and got ready for the next morning and got ready for bed. The next morning at approximately 5:30, Jonathan's father left for work. Approximately an hour later, his mother called Jonathan's father, asking if he had seen Jonathan anywhere. His father stated or asked if she had checked the guest room because that was the last place that he had seen Jonathan. She said she would, and they hung up. A couple minutes later, she called him back again, stating that Jonathan was not in the guest room and she could not find him. They immediately called the police and a search began for Jonathan. They had realized that a few things from the home was missing at the time, including Jonathan's iPad, his wired headphones, and his mother's black slip-on slippers. Now, one thing to note about Jonathan is that he has the mental capabilities of approximately an 8 to 9-year-old. Jonathan has also had trouble in the past by being lured out by people that he has met online to meet outside. His family and friends do believe that this could be the case again here, that Jonathan had been lured out of the home to meet up with someone he met online, although they are not positive who it was and why Jonathan would do this. A few months after his disappearance this past summer, doorbell footage appeared showing a person that looked very much like Jonathan, to the point that his family and friends and even law enforcement believe that this probably is Jonathan, approached a door wearing the same items Jonathan was last seen before his disappearance as well. The home that this doorbell footage came from was on a similarly named street that Jonathan lived on, and a similarly numbered home as well, but in a different area. In the video, the person, or Jonathan, looks very lost and confused, approaching the door before walking away again. This was the last known sighting of Jonathan, and nothing has come back up again regarding where his whereabouts are or if he's still safe. If you have any information regarding Jonathan's disappearance or whereabouts, please contact the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office at 425-388-3393. Jonathan's family and friends are still desperately holding on to hope that Jonathan is still out there safe and that he's just trying to find his way back home. Again, like I said, there is a big push right now for folks to share this message on again. And although I've covered already, I'm covering it again, hoping that Jonathan's family can find some answers.